What's good, Toxic Regime? ToxicSight here, back again once again with another Paladins Damage Champions review, abilities and loadouts episode. We are going into part number 7 of 11. In the last video we talked about my boy Strix. In this video we are going to talk about the most annoying and most banned at lower ranks champion, Tyra. Now I'll explain why she's overly banned in low ranks and not high ranks. High ranks know how to kill her, know when to go after her, know where to go after her. Isn't that low ranks most people don't or can't get her, which makes people's experiences with her problematic. Her legendary talents, I'm gonna skip Burn Monster and explain why later. First Blood, gain 30% lifesteal. Horrible for comp. Don't ever use it. You could use it in casuals, but don't use it in comps. Mercy Kill. Nade Launcher deals 100% additional damage based on the target's missing health. While it sounds good, your nade isn't always gonna land, so no go. Hunting Party. Hunter's Mark damage increase now affects Hunter Mark's damage increase now also benefits allies. It is increased to 25 bonus damage and has a 2-second reduced cooldown. Excellent card, and I will show you what Hunter's Mark does here shortly. Now the legendary that I skipped is her best card and is broken. Firebomb now cripples enemies and deals 50% more damage. We're gonna start with Hunter's Party. Hunter's Party loadout, I have the reveal portion of your Hunter's Mark lasts 6 seconds longer. Reduce the cooldown of Hunter's Mark by 4 seconds. Gain 10% movement speed while Hunter's Mark is active. Getting eliminations reduce all active cooldowns by 30%. An activating nade launcher grants 12% damage reduction for 3 seconds. Her skills, auto rifle is the one you hear firing. Fire one shot every 0.09 seconds that deals 120 damage, effective up to medium range. Which, now that y'all heard it, this is her regular fire. Her right click nade launcher, fire a grenade that deals 700 damage in a small area of effect. That's nade launcher. Firebomb. Hurling and excuse me. Hurl an incendiary to a device that leaves a pool of fire for 6 seconds. Enemies that contact the fire will burn for 9% of their maximum HP over 0.6 seconds and have their healing reduced by 50%. Continued contact refreshes this effect.
From me, with love. Just like basic training, only way easier.
And last but not least, Hunter's Mark. Mark an enemy for 6 seconds. Marked enemies are revealed and take 15% increased damage from your basic attacks. Well, we're using Hunter's Mark, so that's increased to 25. instead of 15, and it affects our allies.
Target locked. Cancel backup. They're no threat to me. Cleanup crew will not be happy.
And her ult is crossfire, gain 40% attack speed and 40% movement speed for 4.5 seconds. Firing does not consume ammo.
Give them hell.
And the reason I say she's not really viable in comp, even though people like to pick her, I don't really like her in comp. I don't like playing against her, and I don't like her on my team for the simple fact she has no mobility. Mobility in this game is key. She seems like she moves around real fast and this and that, but her movement speed isn't what I mean by mobility. Mobility to me is her movement capability, like her in and out capability. She has no movement speed. Her F is her mark.
Give them hell.
So she can't really do anything, really. Now we'll go on to Burn Monster. My Burn Monster loadout is Primal Might. Getting an elimination reduces all active cooldowns by 30%. Firebomb reduce healing by 25% more. Reduce the cooldown of Firebomb by 2 seconds. Activating Nade Launcher grants 12% damage reduction. And reduce the cooldown of Nade Launcher by a second.
Cleanup crew will not be happy.
Firing on me.
I've been spotted. Give them hell. Give them hell. Cancel backup. They're no threat.
So it's basically the same, except Burn Monster now does extra damage. It does increased healing prevention or reduced healing, and it cripples, so they can't use their mobility skill to get out of it. So once they touch it and get affected by it, their healing is reduced.
Give them hell.
And now that I've showed you everything, you might be asking yourself, why does she get banned? Because Burn Monster on points prevent tanks from getting out of there, prevent tanks from being healed, prevent damages from getting in there to help the tanks clear out the point. It's just, she shuts down the other team on points so much that it's almost unreal. And at lower levels, she gets banned because no one knows how to go behind quickly and quietly to get her. So people ban her so that their team doesn't have to deal with them. If it does slip by banning and you're good with her, I wouldn't jump right on her and get her right away. A lot of times people don't ban her because they think they're good with her, and then they get her, and her counter is pretty much any AoE champion. Eevee, Bomb King, Drogos, Eevee, Bomb King, Drogos. Oh dang, those are the main ones. But yeah, her hard counter is any of the AoEs, since she doesn't have the greatest mobility with AoEs. You don't have to make direct contact with her, you just have to get close to her.
Give them hell.
So you don't really have to do anything really hard to kill her, just use AoEs. But like I said, if you're good with her, go ahead and pick her up, because most of the time if she gets through a ban, the first team that has access to drafts them, and she's not all that great. So if they pick her, just pick an AoE, damage her, and she's pretty much up the creek without a paddle.
Let's erase the evidence.
The only thing about it is if they pick her, they're probably gonna pick another damage that can counter your AoE, so you would have to actually know what you're doing with the AoE person to be able to counter her.
Give them hell. Just like basic training, only way
But
easier.
item wise, you want Caught or Wrecker, Kill to Heal, Nimble or Chronos, and then based on the game. I would personally with her go Caught, so that your gunshots and your firebomb have Caught in them. Kill to Heal, Nimble, and then whatever you need in game. But that's just my personal opinion, like all the rest of these videos have been. Until next time, Toxic Regime, be good to yourself, be good to your loved ones, and I will see you later.